What is up, loves and dudes? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl, the weird, crazy, wild mom. So for today's video, it's kind of part of my pre-birthday celebration. This is kind of what I wanted to gift myself. And of course I had to film it for you guys. So yes, I did, as the thumbnail shows, I did go to a psychic slash medium. It's my first time going to a psychic slash medium. I was scrolling through her website, and the first thing that came to mind when I saw that she does pet communication, whether it's the pet's alive or past the rainbow bridge. So obviously my little furry ball that passed over to the rainbow bridge is who came to mind. So that was my instinct almost, but I also was curious because I've just been lately feeling like I'm stuck, like I have no purpose, or I'm just confused, lost, whatever the case is. So I kind of wanted to see, that's how I stepped into it, wanting to hear whatever it is that I needed to hear in that moment. So that's how I went into it. If you guys are excited to see that unfold, then just keep watching.
There's nothing to be nervous about. What I do is, it's sort of like reading a text or something. It depends what we're going to be doing, but if we're going to be doing pet communication, maybe what we'll do is start out with, you've seen me do readings, have you?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I saw a few on your TikTok.
Okay.
But I was interested in the pet one, but I definitely was also like seeing whatever I need to hear, I guess, whatever I need to hear in the now.
Okay. So what I usually do is start out, did you bring a picture of your pet? That would be lovely. So let me just get in with you first of all. Okay, can you say your name 3 times?
Alejandra Gallegos, Alejandra Gallegos, Alejandra Gallegos.
Okay, so, and when you say you say Aliyah, Ali?
Ali.
Ali.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ali. All right, Ali, when I blend in with you, actually the first thing oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, first thing when I blend with you, I actually get a feeling that you actually are sensitive as well. I don't know if you know that yet. Oh, I'm getting truth bumps on my head. So one of the signs that the spirit world gives to me is when I get something right, I get truth bumps, which are like goosebumps, little like that, but it gets all over my head. So right now I'm getting a whole lot of them about you. I know that if you don't already know it, you are a sensitive already. You do pick up on other people's stuff. When you said you felt, for example, you felt nervous, it's actually, you got a word, you labeled it nervous, but it's actually excitement. And that's what I feel too before you even came today. I was like really kind of like, I think I was feeling you because I felt, I'm not normally nervous or anything about doing this. I just do it. But I felt like, oh my gosh, she's coming, and what is she going to expect from me? And like, am I going to be good enough? Like my own excitement. So, but I feel like I was feeling you. Now that I am with you, I know that you're a sensitive. I know that you feel other people's stuff. You can walk into a room and notice like almost like the hair on your head goes up or something. Like you can feel like if there's somebody that's had an argument or there's been a problem in the room, or you can, oh yeah, that's true, isn't it? That's true. Yes, I can feel that. I got the truth bumps again. That I know you can tell when there's a vibe is off when you walk into a room or when you walk up to people. You can be, and you know when to stay away from people. You don't see it, you feel it, and that's called clairsentience. That's when you feel something like, oh, I don't feel so good about that, or oh, that's a good thing, or I feel wishy-washy about that person. So that's actually a clair. A clair is we have clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, There's clear audience where we hear things.
Okay.
Like I sometimes hear music and I know that's a message for you, or that kind of thing. Your primary is your clairsentience. That is a gut feeling of something. So that's one of your gifts, and you could be doing what I'm doing if somebody taught you how to use it, and maybe you actually I do. I don't know how old you are, but I do feel like you will be doing something like this when you're older. You're gonna dabble with it, but I can see you almost having a room like this, and you're gonna have the option of doing this kind of thing for people as well. So that's what I get. Okay, going back to your aura, I actually see gold around you. I hardly ever see gold. I don't even know the last time I saw gold around somebody. When I blend in with that gold, okay, yeah. So it's also your solar plexus, which is sort of like how you show up to the world. I feel like you are very open to the world. I want to say that you're outgoing, you're welcoming. I can see you put your arms around like the world, and you bring the world closer to you. Like you're not afraid of the world, because you do follow your own because you listen to your own instincts, and so you know you're safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know who to bring in and who not to, so you can trust that. Yeah. That's interesting. Oh, I'm getting some kind of feeling like I know when you were younger, it was overwhelming for you, and you would have to almost go in your room and make it like a cave, like you had to regroup because the world was kind of too much for you. Does that make sense?
I have a hard time remembering, like long ago, especially in my childhood, unless it was like really impactful, I guess.
I see. Okay. Do you find yourself that way now, that sometimes you have to be alone to sort of regroup, so that because you feel overwhelmed by the world, like it's almost like you need to go and be quiet and close the doors and just be still? Okay, that's because you're a sensitive. That's because when you go out in the world, you're like a sponge and you soak up everybody else's crud, and you then need to be like, oh, I need to like be still because I don't want it on me anymore. And you haven't learned yet, but I can teach you how to not let that happen. Because as a sensitive, if you don't learn how to protect yourself, when you're older, like say where I am, we sensitives who don't know how to protect themselves will get things like autoimmune disorders like fibromyalgia and that kind of thing, because they don't know, because they take on the sins of the world. Not sins as in really sins, more like they take on everybody else's stuff. So do you, well, gosh, I could talk about this forever. Do you, I know that you're somebody that does this. If, for example, somebody said to you, oh my gosh, I had a blowout on the freeway today, would you then try to go and feel it? Would you be like, oh my gosh, that must have been really scary, and then did everybody slam on their brakes, and oh my gosh, did you go and feel it? Not intentionally, just do you? Like, if somebody told you a scary or difficult story, could you feel it?
I want to say yes.
Okay, you do, and I'll tell you why you do. Because you're actually a natural healer. You want to take it from them. You don't want them to have pain, emotional or
that
scary.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. If something happened to me, you'd be like, oh gosh, that must have been really awful, and gosh, I really hope you're okay. And you would just go and be very empathetic. Maybe that's a better word to describe it.
Oh yeah.
And when you are like that, it's because you're a natural healer. You want to go and make them feel better. But what I've learned is, as a sensitive, it's better if we bless them, like we say, gosh, I just hope that works all out really well for you, and I just want to send you a lot of love. But don't take it on. Because no amount of you suffering for someone else will make their situation better. And what happens is, for us people who are sensitive, we go home with it and we'll still think about it. We're like, oh my gosh, that thing happened to so-and-so, and Sarah, and oh my gosh, and so we're now suffering even more. We take it home with us and we suffer, but no amount of you suffering will help them. It will only hurt you. So in your soul's contract to be a healer, then do something good for them. Like say, I want to just, gosh, I'm so glad you're okay. And, I just want to send you a lot of love. That must have been scary, but I know you're going to be okay. So you're blessing them. You've given them kind words, but you don't have to wear it. Do you understand?
Makes sense, yeah.
So that's one of the things you're here for today, is for me to tell you that. When you say, like, what else are you supposed to know? That is it for the rest of your life. That is going to be one of the most important lessons that you'll ever learn, is how to protect your soul, your spirit, and because you are a sensitive. Okay, so let me just. All right, so I'm just going to see if I can ask Teddy to come forward and just see what he gives us. Okay, so there's nothing to be worried about or anything like that. I'm just going to ask if. All right. So, all right. Yeah, well, the very first thing with Teddy is that I feel he comes running in here and he wants to like jump up on me and greet me, and he wants to get like right up in my face, and he's excited about being able to see with you. Oh, and he's just very grateful. Like he's like saying, he's like so grateful that Mommy found. It's like, I'm so glad Mommy found you, and I get to talk to Mommy, and thank you for being here. And he's very hyper, very full of energy. Like is just he makes me. Oh, it's almost like he wants to run around my chair. Would you understand that? Like the running around and around my chair. Yeah. And he's giving me truth bumps on my head too. And then he runs over and I feel like he grabs a toy and he comes running over and he wants to give it to me. He wants to share it with me and wants me to play with him. And then I play with him and I feel like I throw it and he goes and he runs and he gets it again. And there's one that squeaks, one that makes a lot of noise. Is that, you understand that?
Yes.
It's like I feel like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Because he's like insatiable with it. He just goes on and on and on and on and on about this noisy toy that he has. I can't really see it. I just feel it, and I want to plug my ears. It's part of it. So all right, and okay. Now Teddy makes me feel like you. I want to say that you made him pretty, like I feel like there's some special collar or something like that made him feel special. Does that make sense? Like there was something, it feels almost like blingy or special. I feel like I know when I put this on that I feel special, or yeah, like I'm pampered.
Oh.
If you
might need more information.
Okay, you've got it. But let me set that aside, because if that's not the case, if I've misunderstood it, then he'll bring it back to me a different way. So I'm just gonna not dwell on that. So all right, and as Teddy comes back, and then he's giving me this. Oh, okay. So I wanna say, okay. And the way that did he also sometimes sit up on the back of your couch or chair up at the top?
Yeah.
That's what I just know that I do. I know that I want to be close to you. I want to be close to your head. I want to be up here by you. It's not down here. I'm not on the floor. And sometimes I sit on the couch next to you, but I also like to be up top. And let's see. I know that when. Oh. Did you always have Teddy, or did somebody else have Teddy first? Did you adopt Teddy from someone?
No, he was a gift.
Ah. Okay, it must be just that he came wherever he came from.
Yeah.
Because it felt to me like, it feels to me like I was very grateful to be able to come home with you. I feel like at first I was a little lonely, but I got over that pretty quickly because you let me sleep with you, didn't you? Yeah. So I know that I got over being lonely quickly because you let me be with you. And I wanted to be by your neck. I wanted to feel the warmth of you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And it's almost like I can feel myself if I'm Teddy laying over your neck, my neck to your neck. So I just want to be warm. I want to be by you, so I'm not afraid. And it feels good. He just wants to thank you for loving him and giving him a good life. He feels like he knows he was special to you, and you were very special to him. And he's Teddy's giving me the impression to let you know that he's okay now, that he's not in any pain, and that he's perfectly fine, that you worry about whether he's okay, and he knows that you do, but he feels like he's okay. He wants you to know that. He's like, tell mommy I don't have any more pain. And he's just happy to be here, happy to be with you. He wants you to know that he's still, there's something about, he says, let her know that sometimes she feels me, and yes, it's true. I feel like I am near, and it feels like somewhere like over in the corner. Would you understand? For you, you're experiencing something. You wonder if he's with you at times.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, let her know that I am there. She doesn't see me, but she kind of, I know that she kind of wonders, like, oh, did I almost hear him or feel him? And he says yes. Yes. So he's so happy that he gets to validate that for you, because it's okay to talk to him. He says you do talk to me, and I hear you, and he wants you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for being still believing in me, and I know that I know you love me, so thank you. And is there anything you want to ask him? Want to leave Teddy's love with you? He's very, very happy to be here and to prove to you that he's still around you. All right. Well, what else would you like to talk about or have me look into?
Something along the lines of like my purpose in life, I guess, or anything that I'm meant to hear now that will help with that, with my purpose.
Let's see what I mean, that would be more of a channeling thing.
Oh, okay.
To speak with an angel about, but let me see what I get. I can try to ask it psychically to your higher self. Let me see what I get with that. Okay, well, it's all right. Immediately it went into it's spiritual development. So we already kind of talked about a bit about that, in that you are a natural healer and that you are clairsentient. And so in your spiritual development for all eternity, it's like, this is where, what is your purpose, is to become more aware of who you are on a spiritual level, and to become more of who you are, which is the healer and the clairsentient, and to use that is part of what your purpose is to be in a human form. Does that make sense? Maybe I should explain a little bit more. So we are eternal beings. This is what I understand, meaning we are forever. We are forever. We were a spirit before we had a body, and then we are a spirit, but we have a body. And then there's a time when we let go of the body and we continue to be a spirit. So we are alive forever. And part of the reason we come here to be in a physical form is to have an experience that you can't do when you don't have a body. It's like, okay, I want to go to Thailand because there's stuff I can do in Thailand I can't do here. So we go, oh, I want to get a body so that I can do things that I can't do when I'm just in the spirit world. We just don't remember this stuff. But we will. There will come a time when you will remember all of this. And once we are in the spirit again. But my point is, part of the experience being in a human form is still spiritual development, and also to have a spiritual, a physical experience. So what does it feel like to live in Orange County? What does it feel like to be a woman, to have long hair? What does it feel like to be able to do these things, the things that you do? And that is all part of your purpose. It's just living. But yours is more so. As I mentioned in the beginning, I see you in a spiritual development, and that later in your life that you will be giving people spiritual guidance, that you will be doing something like what I'm doing now. And that is part of your purpose, to embrace who you are as a healer, as a clairsentient, and to start to offer that to the world. You didn't expect me to say that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It's I see you doing that. So I can tell you, many years ago I met with a woman. We later became friends, but when in her session, I told her, I see you being a medium. And she said, no, I'd never do that. And I said, I actually see you speaking in front of crowds as a medium, and I see you writing a book. And she said, no, I'm not a writer. I don't do that kind of thing. And she's now a medium. She speaks in front of groups. She's written 3 books. And so when I say these things, there are options. You do not have to do it. If you choose not to do that, you do not have to. You can make your own, choices. But I can tell you that is part of why you are here, is your own spiritual development to then help other people. As a medium, when I do medium work, it's very much grief support. So people like Teddy, it makes you sad whenever you think that you can't be with Teddy. And so getting to connect with Teddy makes you feel better, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
so part of that is the healing that comes with that experience. And that's something that I feel like you'll be able to offer people too, if you choose to. Is helping them to feel better in their heart. Yeah. All right. Well, what else would you like to chat about?
Okay, so that was very intense. Now, I did not share with you guys the entire session. 1, the length of the video. 2, it did touch on some personal parts of my life that I wish to keep still private. Now, I did mention in the session that I needed more information because at the moment I was just a little bit confused, but like after the session, when I was on my way back home, I kept thinking about that. And wait, never mind. I tried looking for it. It's probably somewhere in the purses that the many purses I be changing. But if you guys have been following me on this wild journey of mine since my Vegas days, or my studio days, and you guys saw the video of my little baby Teddy, at the end of that video I share a part where I'm putting a necklace on, and that necklace is him. It's a little like cubed long necklace where you could put someone's ashes in there, and it was engraved all around with little names that I would call him. So that's how I know it was him. And the other thing that I didn't catch until after, yes, I do be calling him and I do be talking to him and thinking about him. But specifically, I remember in my corner desk over in the hallway, it's like my little corner, my little hut, I guess, my little nook. I do have a picture of us on my desk. So the last time I recall, like, looking at the picture and talking to him, that's just what came to mind when she actually pointed out that it was kind of like in a corner and whatnot. Yes, he is listening. So it just, yeah. It's just still hard and so surreal to think that he was really there. But everything that she was saying, like, really made sense. Like, she had no idea that I, about this necklace or whatever, for her to be giving that information to me, like some form of collar that made him feel special. It's a jewelry piece. So that's what, the whole bling that she was kind of describing to, and some collar, like, to insinuate that it was ultimately a necklace. That's what came to my mind. That was crazy. That was crazy because I still have it. It's just the necklace over time it ripped. So I turned it into a keychain, and it's somewhere in my bags that I was trying to show you guys, hanged as a keychain. So I still have them, but it was actually a necklace. And you guys can see that in that video that I made of him. But just even right now that I'm after the fact, that I still, like, I'm talking to you guys about my experience, it still feels so surreal. But I remember, like, the moment of her, like, giving me this information, I only got watery eyes. I didn't really, like, feel emotional. And I think that's something I've noticed about myself in most cases, for fucking some weird reason. When it's a romantic movie or something and I'm watching it, or something sad happens, sad movie, I will cry. I will cry. But for some reason, when it's something like this, where my baby is like something very, very, very dear to me, and it's funny because it was not intentional, but I ended up wearing PJs that had teddies printed on them and with red hearts. So I didn't have that planned. I had a different pair of bottoms that I wanted to wear, but I was a little bit in a rush, so I ended up just leaving with the PJs. But I don't know. It's still so surreal to me. And I remember getting back, I had Alana in my arms, trying to, like, put her to sleep, and I was talking to her, and it came out, like, out of, like, I make up songs when I'm, like, with her, trying to put her to sleep, instead of, like, telling her or reading to her a bedtime story. I kind of, like, make up songs, like lullabies or whatever, and I ended up calling her something that I call Teddy. And I forgot what that was now, but in the moment, it hit me. This was the same day, but obviously hours after I was already putting my daughter to sleep. Me calling her what I was calling Teddy, what I used to call Teddy, it really hit me. It really hit me, like, the rush of me missing him, and just everything that he still means to me just came rushing down, and I just started crying. I started crying, and it's just, I don't know. It was a really profound moment. I'm speechless right now, but it was warming to hear her say that he was happy. He came to me, and jeez. The healing content that I have from his passing, I think about it now, and knowing that I still have that to edit and share with you guys, I just still find it very difficult. I know I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna shed tears, but I know that video has to get out. But it was such a rush of emotions, and I will forever and always remember him. And the day that I pass, oh man, I'm gonna be so excited to see him and hug him, and yeah. But anyways, that was my experience with the whole Teddy subject. Moving on, I did talk about more personal things, and one of them also being like what my purpose was. So it did surprise me that she told me what my possible future could be of, you know, healing me, and if I choose that to do that, or, you know, keep going with that, that's gonna be interesting. But it certainly fits like a glove, because I tend to feel that way, like wanting to heal people. And yes, being a rookie or not even knowing whatsoever makes sense to how I would communicate with someone and they would share with me their pain or whatnot. Me wanting to kind of like take it from them in a way of making them feel better, like completely resonates. That's just crazy. But I can see that. The other thing that I didn't share with you guys in the video, but I also asked for her to connect with Edette. And that was more so because the description says that she does. And I kind of I was just curious. It's not that I'm doubting her, or I guess I am being a little bit skeptical, but like I'm taking the small hope that I had in the beginning of it to be genuine and for real, because I was just curious about my son. and that's just because, you know, like there's times, I don't know if you have pets and you can relate, but where you find yourself wishing, like, I wonder what he would be telling me right now. You know, if he could talk, what would my pet be telling me right now, or like expressing and whatnot. So I was just curious, and when I did ask, the things she said back to me very much related, and specifically to this book that I'm still in the process of finishing it, but I've been reading like little bits of it, with the one that's called Your Pet is Your Mirror, something like that. I've been reading that, and it's been so interesting to kind of see where that comes in to play, of your pet being your mirror. So I saw a lot of that, or more like I felt a lot of that, but like living with my son on a day-to-day, obviously coming from it just being me and him to now I'm in a relationship, and now there's a baby in the picture. So it's definitely a huge shift. And on an energy level, I feel like I feel these things, like I feel them, but it's so hard to express them it's so hard to like explain, and for other members to kind of understand that energetic feeling that I get when things happen, when he does things. So what Lori was telling me made completely sense, and it just really made me think about that book that I was reading. So she does connect with with pets, deceased or alive, and it was just very interesting. I'm very I am very grateful that I found that my energy was aligned with someone someone real that does have true talent. She did say, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but she did mention something about my aura being gold. I don't know what that meant at the time, but obviously, you know, I looked it up afterwards, and it's like something to do with spirituality and going deeper into the divine spirit and all this manifestation stuff and whatnot. I think that's what it was. If not, I'll insert a picture of what having a gold aura means, and I feel like it resonates. So it's just crazy to me and mind-blowing, but it just makes it that much trusting that she knows what she's doing. And when I'm finally ready to get this coaching from her, it's obviously with someone genuine and trustworthy. She's not a scam. So that was a relief, and I'm very grateful that I was in alignment with something real, because it's just, you don't when you're on a budget, you know, losing that much money really weighs on you. So I'm kind of grateful that it was worth it, and I didn't lose anything per se. I got what I wanted, what I needed to hear, even though it might not be so dramatic or may not feel that such a big deal. It's ultimately what I was going in there for, so I'm happy for that. So now that I did this in-person reading, I am also going for a cleansing with her over the phone. So if you want to hear about my experience for that, then just keep watching. Another day. I just got done with the cleansing. If I'm being honest, this is the first time I do a Reiki cleansing, so I'm a little confused maybe of if it's actually like, you know what, it's not confusion. I feel like it did something. I was gonna say, because when I meditate and get myself in this state of mind of just feeling grateful, I feel at peace. Like I feel like, okay, like ready to start the day. It's a little hard to explain, but I feel a little different than those times. Obviously in a good way. During the session, I did feel like when she was going through each of my chakras, she did start from the crown. And it's funny because before she was mentioning what she was gonna work on, it's almost like right before she said, I'm gonna work on your crown chakra, I was already feeling like some sensation, some energy up there. Likewise, when she moved down to my third eye, I felt like it was throbbing.
when I was focusing on it too. Um, and that's a little different because as we wrapped up, she mentioned like, I already forgot what she mentioned. I just know that I felt um, when she wrapped it up, when she was wrapping it up, she mentioned my third chakra, I think, or maybe it was just me focusing on it, or like on, I was feeling some alignment, that's for sure. Honestly, I knew it was something. It's weird. I knew it was something though because um, I focused on it again afterwards, and it was no longer throbbing. So it's maybe what I'm kind of like, so you can be able to like understand maybe a little bit. When you're like sitting on something that's not supposed to be there, obviously, you know, it's kind of like uncomfortable. You're sitting on something and it te cala. That's kind of what it felt like on an energetic level. Like that's why it was throbbing. And when it was just like nothing was there, when you weren't sitting on anything and you were just sitting comfortably, that's how it felt like cleared. Like I removed the object from, you know, calándome la nalga or something. Um, or like poking me, like I removed it and it's just, it is what it is. I don't know. But she did say that the cleansing was going to be, you know, it was still going to work throughout the next 48 hours. And I was able to get here like 10 minutes prior to the session starting to be able to like just mentally get there, just because I wasn't home. Um, I ended up coming to my mom's. So just, you know, waking up thinking, oh, I need to be there on time, and you just, you know, I have to be there. I can't lose this. I can't miss this. And then despite the traffic, because I did experience like traffic. LA traffic is just the worst. And we did have almost 30 minutes. Like literally the car was not moving. So I was like experiencing those little, you know, hiccups, just that little stress, even leaving the house on time. Thinking already that, you know, I can't be late and this and that. It was just, you know, a little bit rushed. That's how I got here. But, you know, being able to give myself those 10 minutes to actually, you know, it ended up working out, I guess, per se. So I don't know. That's all I can really talk about. I guess, you know, with time, as time goes by, I'll be able to like notice um, how the clarity is like unfolding for me, and my life, in areas in my life, I guess. So just the session alone, that is what I did notice. That is what I felt. And if I'm being honest, it definitely feels different from when I'm just meditating and just, you know, just being on a gratitude state of mind. It does feel slightly different, but that's it. My experience with her has been wonderful. We did experience a little inconvenience, and honestly, that's just what kind of ruffled my feathers, if you will. The first time, it was, you know, it was not that big of a deal because when I first saw her, it was when I went in person, and it's just, you know, she had to like reschedule the time. So instead of, you know, one time, it was like an hour difference, which was completely fine. It still worked out. But this second time around for this session precisely, um, initially it was on my birthday that I wanted to get it. And I mean, she's also a midwife, so she got some of that work done. And then I think she mentioned something about her personal care. And the thing is, she told me if I can reschedule. And that was a little inconvenient also, just because I'm usually with my daughter, and I needed someone to take care of her, to watch her. And normally it can be my partner. It's usually him, but it's just, it's inconvenient because it's not, it's I mean, he does have a flexibility because of work, but sometimes it's just, you know, even if it's that flexible, sometimes he really doesn't at the end of the day have the same, I guess, or like, no, I'm not going. No, like if they need him, and he has to be there. And it's just a little inconvenient, you know, because I have to, you know, I guess touch up on his schedule. But yeah, so she gave me two options, whether April 1st or March 27th. But then during that time, I think I was trying to do the 27th before my birthday to get the cleanse, but it was just not, like, the communication, I guess, wasn't being consistent. And that's just due to her personal care. So even though it seemed a little inconvenient for me, at the end of the day, I was just like, whatever day is meant to be is just, it's meant to be, you know. And we ended up doing April 1st. So this is it. But I don't know, I feel like every time I think of her, she's a human at the end of the day, you know. She does have her job, you know, what she does, her talent, her, you know, her meetings, her scheduled appointments and whatnot, on top of also doing midwife work. It just, I don't feel like that's gonna interfere from me like wanting to work with her again. I just get such a great feeling from her, very like genuine. I'm very grateful that I attracted that to me, because you might be aware there is a lot of psychic people, there's a lot of mediums and whatnot, but for you to really get one that's genuine and that just doesn't want it's not doing it just for the money, it's a little hard. And I am living with someone that's very like on guard with that, especially, and I feel like it rubs on me sometimes to also, like, you know, keep my guard up as well, and get a little skeptical too, because it's not that it's bad to be skeptical or you're just so close-minded, it's just, it happens, there are bad people. But I don't know, I just feel like if you're in alignment, you're going to attract what you're aligned with. And although I am on guard and I am like cautious and take my precautions about, you know, protecting myself or just not falling right away, I gotta trust my intuition a little more. But I feel like I'm grateful for being able to attract genuine people, and especially in this field, because there is a lot of people that just, you know, say that they're mediums or that they're psychics and they do all this and that, and it just doesn't turn out to be, you know. And it weighs a little more, especially when it's very expensive. So when, you know, like, you know, it's pretty expensive. So it's insane. But so far, that's the kind of vibe that I get from her. I am considering to take coaching sessions with her, so that'll be a future thing. But I don't know, so far my experience has been great. The hiccups that I encountered with, you know, rescheduling and, you know, having to see what works and whatnot, it wasn't, I guess, too big of a deal. Things happen for you, not to you. So I'm very grateful for that, and that was my experience with her. So I'll leave her social media information if you guys want to get in touch with her. She lives in Orange County if you want to hit her up or find someone that's genuine if you're looking to do some of this work. So I'll leave you guys with that, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.